I can tell the expression on their face they need help, but they don't really know how to approach it. I say, can I lend you a hand? And they'll look at me and go, I don't believe he said that.
Oh, that was bad.
Well, sometimes they have a line contest.
Yeah?
And I think I've won it every time.
Tell me some lines.
I just told you.
We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. Everybody get on board.
Hello and welcome to our show.
Hi there, glad you could join us.
Yes, most of our ID21 shows have a theme, and we've talked about things on previous shows like domestic violence and promise keepers and chemical addiction.
Right, but no theme today.
No.
Today it's potpourri time.
That's right.
And according to Webster, a potpourri means a collection of sweet-smelling flower petals. Or it could mean just a mixed collection. But today on the show it means a mixed collection of sweet-smelling stories.
Oh, well, this is one of my favorite. This is about a man who encourages people, and this is one you're going to talk with.
We call him Mr. Encourager.
That's right.
Also, Lonnie Williams will be here. He has no arms, no legs, and teaches high school art.
All right, and Larry went to a barber shop, and he talked with a man who keeps cuckoo clocks.
Right. And we'll meet a lady who washes and blow dries her chickens.
Her chickens.
You got it.
And finally, a group that is so dedicated to its music. That's a little bit later in the show.
And they're called?
Dedication.
You got it. Stay tuned. ID21 is on the air.
That's right.
It's impossible not to care for somebody that cares as much as he does about you. I mean, Chuck loves the players on the team. He loves the program, and the players love Chuck.
You know, we all need to be encouraged.
Yes, we do.
Some people, they'll just have a special knack for lifting spirits.
Yes, and one person who really has that knack is Chuck Ross.
Yes.
If there's a basketball game going on or a baseball game, he's there to encourage.
That's right. Here is Mr. Encourager.
If there was ever somebody who was truly a definition of a true fan, that would be Chuck Ross. No matter what happens, Chuck is here and he's cheering for us. Chuck doesn't care if you play 2 minutes a game or 38 minutes a game. He's going to cheer for you, and he thinks, he thinks you're great either way. And that's what a real fan is somebody who cares about you, whether you win, whether you lose, whether you're a star, whether you're a sub. It doesn't matter to Chuck, and that's what a true fan is.
I thought we played real good tonight. Real good ball team.
I could tell so many stories about Chuck, and he's devious, he's manipulative, he's a con man, but it's all in the spirit of Christian love. I remember we have to take him home in the ice storm sometimes, or his mama had a car wreck one year we won it, and Jerry Bridges and I got to take him home, and I remember said, Chuck, what do you like best about being a Christian? He says, well, going to church and Christian ball games. And that's pretty much Chuck's life. He's just been through a lot. He is an encourager, and that's his purpose. When he runs down that hallway to make that talk in the team room, you don't get in his road, and he's fired up, and we're going to beat whoever the nickname is, and he tries to find the speech, and it lets those kids have a chance to be kids.
Let's go, Masters! Let's go get somebody pulled up and beat up bad! Let's go get them and beat them bad! What? Beat them and beat them bad! What? Beat them and beat them bad! Come on,
It's impossible not to care for somebody that cares as much as he does about you. I mean, Chuck loves the players on the team. He loves the program, and the players love Chuck. And we give Chuck a hard time, but we give Chuck a hard time just like you'd give a member of your family a hard time. It's all right for you to pick on your brother or your sister, but let anybody else do it and it's going to be trouble. And that's kind of the way we feel about Chuck. You know, we can kind of kid around and he can kid around with us, but let anybody else, you know, let anything happen to Chuck from outside the team, and he's going to have 12 guys looking out for him.
Well, I know what encouraged me. We got to play ball.
That's right. Yeah. What does confidence mean?
Well, you got to think. You got to use your mind.
There you go. Yes.
No.
What's make plays mean?
Well, you got to make plays. You got to do what the coach tells you to do.
You know, when we've had to have some Wednesday night devotionals in the playoffs, and when he reads the Bible, you know, that when he reads the Bible, that they listen, because I think it just makes you appreciate what you have. Chuck's done a lot and had a big impact on a lot of people without having all the advantages some of us have. Maybe he's been blessed in that way. Some of us, maybe we can't handle everything we got, but he's in Lipscomb's Hall of Fame. He richly deserves to be there. He has not just impacted Lipscomb, he's impacted Nashville.
You got to run that 1-4.
Yeah.
Come on. And you got to play good defense. Yeah. And I know you're ready to do it.
Who has been an encouragement in your life?
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
Yes.
Wow.
Just keeps on coming.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's been encouraging you?
A high school teacher years ago used to encourage us by throwing an eraser at us.
Yeah.
Like that. We'll be right back.
Some people have asked me the question, don't you hate God for making you without arms and legs? And I'm kind of flabbergasted at first, because I say, no, why?
Born without legs below his thighs and no arms below his elbows, Lonnie Williams goes through life just a little bit differently.
Nothing seems to stop him. He drives a car, he has a black belt in karate, and he's a high school art teacher.
Right. So get ready to be inspired by these special strokes.
Some people have asked me the question, don't you hate God for making you without arms and legs? And I'm kind of flabbergasted at first, because I say, no, why? And they say, well, you know, you have such hardships, and it's so difficult for you to do this, that, and the other. And I said, yes, but being that good Lord wanted me here on earth with no arms and no legs, I'm glad I was born that way for several reasons. Number one, I didn't have to go through a car accident to lose them. I didn't go through a great deal of pain in losing them. I didn't have to go through a war and lose them. And when you stop and think about it, hey, you're blessed. You know, that's how I see it. You know, the good Lord's been good to me. I have a good mind. And there's been times when I thought, hey, this is impossible, you know, it just can't be done. Where there's a will, there's a way. And anytime that you pray and lean toward Jesus to help you, he'll be there.
He likes to joke around. He likes to make people feel that his not having arms or legs is not really a handicap to him, and they should look at him as a normal person.
Pretty much the first 6 weeks of school, they're very timid and shy. Now, as you well know, I joke a lot with my students, and this is why. You know, I may be doing something, or they may be doing something. I can tell the expression on their face they need help, but they don't really know how to approach it. I say, can I lend you a hand? And they'll look at me and go, I don't believe he said that. You know, but that's why I do that.
I begin to look and think my job's tough at times, and begin to think, I guess, the woe is me attitude. And you look at somebody with Mr. Williams and the heart and soul that he puts into it, and a smile on his face, and it just makes things go back in their proper perspective, and you realize that you've been blessed, and you've been blessed to be around such an individual as him.
As I was growing up, I always hoped that I'd find the right lady someday and get married. I've had people tell me, you know, who'd want to marry you? You know, people can be very cruel sometimes. But there's also, in the same breath, I want to say there's an awful lot of good people out there too. You know, it happened. I met the right person, and we got married. My wife's name's Pat, and we have a little boy that's 11 years old. His name's Christopher. And yes, he does have all of his arms and legs. It's not hereditary. What a lot of people would consider a handicap or a disability is not really so. It's really the opposite. It's a blessing. It's, you know, I'm not only educating students to draw and paint and to do art, but I'm also able to help teach students, hey, look, you know, you don't look at a person for what's outside. You look at a person for what's inside their heart and inside their soul, and what type of person they are. And it's irrelevant to what type of, whether they have arms and legs or they don't have arms and legs, or whether they have one leg missing or one arm missing. You look at the person for what they are.
I enjoy them too. So now I have about, I believe it's close to 60.
Well, Larry has once again dug into his collection of Souder Friends classics and come up with not just one, but two. And which one do you have for us now?
Well, if you like barbershops,
I do.
if you like checkers,
Yes.
if you like cuckoo clocks,
I
then you'll
do.
like Sam Hanna.
Yeah.
I ran into Sam at his barbershop in Dixon, Tennessee. Here's the first of two Souder Friends classics.
It made my heart in love and wrote my name above. And just a little love with Jesus makes me whole. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer will turn it, and you know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
I'm right in.
You know what time it is here?
Well, it depends on which clock you're looking at. That one's at 10, 1, 2, and 1, 4. I bought one about 20 years ago, and I have some children who just won't be quiet. They cry, you know, trying to get a haircut. And that cuckoo clock kind of quieted him down a little bit, so I bought another one. I enjoy them too, so now I have about, I believe it's close to 60.
You gonna get any more?
Well, if I find some, you know, the price is not too high, I might buy some more. We have a checker game about every day. Every day except Saturday. We don't play on Saturday.
Say, would you like to challenge me to a game of checkers?
Yeah, I sure would.
Are you the champion?
I'm pretty good. You pretty good?
No, I'm just fair.
All right, let's start.
He's figuring this thing out, ain't he?
Oh.
See that cuckoo clock there? It will be going off in about 10 minutes.
Oh, that was bad.
Well, sometimes they have a line contest,
Yeah?
and I think I've won it every time.
Tell me some lines.
I just told you.
Come back to see us too.
Well, as you can tell, there's some real good checker players in Dixon, Tennessee, and you can see why we call this segment the Just for Fun segment.
Yes, yes, but that was just one. What's
Correct.
coming up next?
Well, it's right there. You tell them.
All right, well, it says if a clean chicken is a happy chicken, then Mary Dunlap may have the happiest flock of chickens in Tennessee. And every month she hand washes and blow dries her 25 feathered friends.
correct.
All right, from the archives. Here's Souder Friends, and classic number 2.
Our whole family loves chickens, and I particularly love chickens and pigeons. Here, babies, come on up. Whee, time to go. There you go, babies. Whee. They're real good to pet and to just hold and hug, and they feel good and soft and cuddly. Also, we do eat them, and you haven't tasted chicken till you taste backyard chicken and backyard eggs. And just because I have to eat them doesn't mean I don't love the little things. No point not giving it a good life just because its destiny is to feed us. I'm going to put the chicken down in the water and get it wet. It's got sort of oily feathers. And I want to get its top knot wet, so I hold it like this upside down and wiggle its head in the water, which I'm sure it doesn't like, but she's a good girl. I can tell when they're good and clean because they feel slippery, but as long as they feel kind of sticky, they need a little more shampoo. Now we turn it upside down. There. What a relaxed chicken. Now let's dry its little top knot. Just like drying a wool sweater. And she'll feel real good when she's all through. Yep, been washing them and drying them about 5 years. Now the chicken is very nice and clean, spotless, and even kissing clean. Smells good too.
I'm Larry Souder, and that's Souder and Friends.
Get on board, the train's about to leave and it's headed up the heavenly way. Get on board and don't be late, 'cause the Lord can't wait all day.
Well, welcome back. A very special singing group on ID 21 today. They call themselves Dedication, and we'll find out why in just a minute. But first off, we'll find out who they are. What is your name?
My name is Gary Hale.
Gary, welcome.
Jeff Scott.
Jeff.
Randy Hatchett.
Randy.
Ron Hatchett.
Ron.
Rex Barker.
Rex.
Oh, Rex
Good to have you here.
All right, goodness. Dedication. Now, what do you fellas think that you are? What is dedication?
We're dedicated to the Lord and ID 21.
That was nice. Well, let's find out about dedication. How did this all begin?
Well, the name Dedication basically came from former groups we had been involved with.
You're the bass man, aren't you? You're the bass man, aren't you? All right.
And we knew how much dedication it actually takes once you start a family and you have a regular job.
Yeah.
And so we just thought that was a perfect name because it does take dedication to put the time into the group.
So this is not a full-time job here?
Just a fun hobby.
Would you like for it to be?
In our dreams.
Yeah.
Really? Do y'all go to the same church? Is that how you met each other?
4 of us went to the same college, though. Freed-Hardeman College in Henderson, Tennessee. So we knew each other somewhat, but not real well.
Could I be in a group like this? Do you need a 6th person?
Sure do.
But you have to be able to sing, though, there.
So you're not really looking actively for somebody then, huh?
Well, it's kind of funny the way we became from 4 to 5. There was originally the 4 of us, discounting Jeff, and Jeff was moved into Nashville and started working the sound for us in shows. And he noticed that at spots we were sort of thin. You could hear our breathing, and he mic'd in from the board and started singing a 5th part that really blended, really added a lot of depth to it. And when the crowd started detecting that there's 4 guys singing, but there's a 5th voice coming from somewhere else, we decided it was time for him to get the same colored shirt and get on stage.
Plus, he owned the equipment, so we had
Right.
That was the real reason.
Right. We couldn't run him out. It was his equipment.
I used to be in a group called His Image Quartet back a long time ago, and I was associated with Keith Lancaster, and me and him used to do some songwriting together. And so now me and my brother are writing together, and we send our songs to Keith, and he produces a group called Capella. And so he's been listening to our songs, and they've recorded a few. They're putting out worship and praise albums, and they've used several of our songs, worship and praise songs.
So you're pitching some to that group and other groups as well?
We have one song on our latest tape called Get On Board, and the Dixie Melody Boys, Southern Gospel group, heard the song, and they put that on one of their tapes.
And now, from the album Getting Ready to Go, the song is called Get On Board. Hit it, boys.
Get on board, the train's about to leave and it's headed up the heavenly way. Get on board and don't be late, 'cause the Lord can't wait all day. He told us in his book how to travel that road that leads to the promised land. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. Everybody get on board.
The train is here, everybody draw near and listen to the gospel call.
If you ride this train, you got a lot to gain,
and the Lord wants to take us all.
We're gonna ride up high, we will never say goodbye to the one who paid the price to ride.
You better get your ticket, 'cause you don't want to miss it. Gonna be the ride of your life. Get on board, the train's about to leave and it's headed up the heavenly way. Get on board and don't be late, 'cause the Lord can't wait all day. He told us in his book how to travel that road that leads to the promised land. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. Everybody get on board. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train, get on board. This train is bound for glory. Don't take nothing
but the righteous and the holy.
This train is bound for glory. This train, and we're not gonna stop. Till we get to the mountaintop. We're going to see the Lord. Get on board, the train's about to leave and it's headed up the heavenly way. Get on board and don't be late, 'cause the Lord can't wait all day. He told us in his book how to travel that road that leads to the promised land. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. Everybody get on board. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. And everybody get on board.
We hope you enjoyed today's Potpourri ID 21.
Yes, and if you have a suggestion for future programs on ID 21, drop us a line.
Join us next week for another edition of
ID 21. Whatever that means, we don't know. See you later.
The Lord can't wait all day. He told us in his book how to travel that road that leads to the promised land. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. Everybody get on board. We got the map in our hand and Jesus at the wheel. And everybody get on board.